initially, today it started out rainy as ever. Like this morning, it was rainy as ever, super dull outside, super like, what's the word I'm looking for? I forget. I don't know. But yeah, so initially I was gonna do like a whole vlog, but instead we're gonna chill and chop it up a little bit. You know what I mean? We're gonna get to know each other. You're gonna get to know me a little bit more, and it's gonna be a yap session. So if you don't want to hear me yap, you can click off this video now. But if you would like to get to know me a little bit more, then let's have a conversation. So, where should we begin? All right. First off, why I even started on YouTube. I briefly touched on it before. I want to like document my process of like, not even just life, but even like, my entrepreneur behind the scenes stuff, my entrepreneur journey, I would say, fatherhood, adulthood, manhood, like everything. I just want to document everything so that way I have something to go back and watch, and as well as my kids can also go back and watch and, see what their dad was into. This, of course, when I'm like 60 years old, 70 years old, all that type of stuff. But I feel like this is a good way of documenting, different aspects of my life and different points in my life. I wish I would have started sooner. If you're somebody that want to start YouTube, it is awkward as can be, but you'll get used to it. Like I'm kind of getting used to just talking, you know what I mean? So you definitely get used to it. And this is only my third vlog. I think that my main issue is just being able to know and how to set up a YouTube vlog as a whole. Because for me, it's just pretty much just picking up the camera and vlogging my day. Whereas those like from watching other people is basically explaining how to like properly structure your vlogs and things of that nature. And I'm also learning like transitions and stuff like that. So it's a lot that I'm learning. But that's the main reason why I'm starting this channel. To get back to the point, is just for like documentation. And if my vlogs can help other people or inspire other people in any way, shape, or form, whether that's through business or even just doing something like this, just doing starting a vlog, you know what I mean? I would appreciate that as well. As far as me, myself, I'm very big on business. Like I don't know if I mentioned before, as you can tell by my last video, but I trade, I day trade, as well as I got a clothing brand. And I really didn't want to speak on it too much, but I feel like I should speak on it now because I'm also going to be showing it in the documenting process. But I'm very much into fitness as well. So I want to start, I'm currently learning to start a performance nutrition brand, such as like products like whey protein, creatine, electrolyte packets, things of that nature. So I'm kind of like learning the whole behind the scenes, talking to different manufacturers, building out a brand strategy, building out the branding itself, basically building out workflows, email flows, ways to collect data, like ways to collect emails, stuff like that, just so I can build a community around it. Because my initial thought process is like, I'm gonna build out the core structure of it first, provide as much detail and information and things that can help people that are in their fitness journey. If I can give them like some type of value that they can take from and implement into their fitness journey, perfect. That's how I'm gonna start it off. It'll just be that, solely that, no promoting product, no nothing, something like that. But so that's, to sum it up, that's something I'm working on now as well, building that out. As well, I'm also building out I'm only taking 10 people, let me say that first, but I'm taking 10 people and I'm gonna teach them how to trade, how to day trade, and how to, analyze charts and all that type of stuff. So that's something else I'm working on as well. I'm working on like 5-6 different things right now. The brand, the clothing brand, the sports nutrition brand, the stock trading, teaching portion of it, as well as me just day trading myself. So I got my hands in a lot of different places. and that's just the beginning. Like I got a whole lot more other things that I want to get into, but it's just going to take a matter of time. It's not going to be something that happens overnight. So building out all these processes takes a lot of my mental capacity, and it takes a lot of my focus and time and energy. So like where I'm at right now, it's a matter of focusing up. That's really my main thing right now, is just focusing up. I've been too lackadaisical when it comes to life, I think so. So, and this is me being transparent. You know what I mean? We gonna be transparent here. We're gonna keep it raw, and you know what I mean. We really gonna get to it. But I've been lackadaisical in the sense of like not really focused and focused on the wrong things. I would say, like going out, enjoying life, doing stuff like that don't benefit me at all. Like you know what I mean. I feel like I'm at a point now in my life where it's like it's starting to turn over. You know what I mean? Like we're only getting older, so it's like I'm at a point where I'm like, nah, I need to really lock in and build me out to who I always seen myself to be. You know what I mean? So I feel like I've been dwindling myself down and like dimming my own light in a sense, because just the type of people I hang out with, just the type of places I go, things I do, things I indulge in, and stuff like that. So I feel like I'm at a portion of my life now where I kind of got to cut those things out in order to become who I see myself to be. You know what I mean? And I've come to acceptance of that. So that's why I'm trying new things such as vlogging, because to me it's like if I put my energy elsewhere, I won't have time to put my energy into the things that I've been doing that got me. I'm not gonna say nowhere, because I'm grateful for where I am, but based off of what I know I have the potential to be and what I can become and who I believe myself to be, I still have a long way to go. And that long way to go, for anybody that's in the same type of journey, that long way to go doesn't determine the time value as well. So like a lot of people that are at a certain age where they feel like, time is running out, or they don't have enough time in order to accomplish their goals and stuff like that, don't think of it that way, because just the distance doesn't dictate the time frame. Now granted, things does take time, I understand that, but with the right connections, talking to the right people, the right research, the right time put into something, or the right amount of like information you have, you can dwindle that time down. Like you can bring that time difference to half, or close to like 20%, 10%, or whatever the case may be, just off of talking to the right people, hiring the right people, getting in the right rooms, saying the right things, having the right people around you, a mentor, things of that nature. You can cut that time distance out. The distance is still the distance. You still have to get to the destination, but at the same time, you don't have to take the time that you think it would take to get to the destination. If I'm making sense, I feel like I'm making sense, but to me, I'm making sense. But I hope you as the viewer is understanding too what I'm saying. But yeah, so that's pretty much where I'm at in life. Like I said, my main thing is just focus. Being more attentive, being more intentional when it comes to things that I do, places I go, people I talk to, things of that nature. Being more intentional with it. There's no intention behind it. There's no real substance or meaning behind it. It's like, all right, I need to reevaluate this. And it's not to say that those people and places are bad. It's just to say they are not aligned with what I'm trying to build and who I'm trying to build myself out to be. So I would say, like, definitely if you in a space where you kind of in a space where you're trying to build yourself and you're trying to like self-improvement, then yeah, I feel like you need to evaluate, a lot of your everyday life and people you see, people you talk to, people you indulge with, places you go, all those things, you know what I mean? So that's where I currently am. For me, all I seen was entrepreneurship growing up from my mom and my dad. So it was inevitable for me to be a business owner, or, be a leader, or be like the one running the show, or something, that leadership type of standpoint. Because that's been my whole upbringing. It's just leadership and being the one, I've always had that on my back, which I used to shy away from. I used to it kind of made me nervous just having that much responsibility. But you know, I come to a point now where I kind of accept it, and like I have no choice but to accept it if I'm gonna be who I see myself to be and the level I see myself being on. You know what I mean? So that's where I'm at in life. It's a lot of improvement that I know I have to do within myself in so many different ways, but you know, we're gonna get there. This is just, you know, the process of getting there. It's not a linear thing. You know what I mean? It's gonna be ups and downs, peaks and valleys. So it's like I'm up for that and I understand that. So, but I like to think of myself as like a chill type of guy. You know, I feel like I'm pretty laid back. Literally, no pun intended, but I feel like I'm pretty laid back. You know, I mean well by all people. I like to think of myself as a good person. You know, I care for others a lot more than I care about others a lot more than I think I actually should. And I feel like I've just recently gotten to the point where I'm more so worried about myself more than others now. So it might come off as selfish, but it's something that I need to do for myself in a sense of just taking more heed to me, my feelings, my emotions, you know what I mean, what I want, what I don't want, where I want to be, where I don't want to be, all aspects of life in general. Because when I found myself to be very much overwhelmed and stressed out when I'm too focused on pleasing other people and making sure everybody else is good and straight, and you know what I mean, just looking out for other people more than myself. So now I'm currently in a space of just taking care of me. You know what I mean? Like now, to certain people, they might look at that as, like I said, selfish or Trey don't care or whatever the case may be. But I feel like I need that for right now in order to get to where I want to be. You know what I mean? Like that's the sacrifice. Like I'm sacrificing relationships. I'm sacrificing time with certain people, my kids. You know what I mean? Like I have to do this in order to be better even for other people. You know what I mean? Like I have to fix me first in order to be able to be an attribute to other people that I care about and that I know cares about me. It's not more so less just for everybody and you know looking out for everybody and things of that nature, but I know for where I want to be in life is going to take a lot of selfishness, and that selfishness is then in turn going to turn me into the entrepreneur, the father, the good person, the son, the every aspect of life is going to turn me into that in which I see for myself. So I feel like that's where I am. I'm also at mentally, just taking time to myself. Like today, for instance, like I've never really been the type to sit in the house all day or like be in the house all day. But today, like I'm staying in the house all day, like, and I'm okay with that because it's a lot that I have to get done. Like I'm literally on a laptop nonstop. You know what I mean? Like I'm learning everything that I need to learn. I'm pretty much like just really dialed in and like focused. And like, granted, there's going to be moments where it's going to be, you know, you're distracted and stuff like that. But you know, as long as you catch yourself, you catch those moments, and you bring yourself back, you should be pretty good. You know what I mean? You just got to catch them fast enough before it starts a snowball effect, of where though now you're just all out of loop. You know what I mean? You know where you're close to where you initially was. So that's where I am mentally. What else can I touch on? I'm very much into fashion. Like I said, I do have my own clothing brand, so that's one entrepreneur aspect of myself. I have a clothing brand as well, so you know, I'm very much into fashion. I've always been since I was like younger. I always like to mix and match and put things together. You know what I mean? And that's what in turn led me into like really being into fashion. You know what I mean? Like I remember at one point I used to wear. I know y'all remember when the jerk stuff was going on, like the you're a jerk. I know all that. Like I was head first into that joint. Like Whoa, that sounded crazy, but anywho, but yeah, it was what wearing I was wearing the mismatched Vans and all types of the colors and matching all types. It was crazy, but I feel like that was my first. No, actually, my first real introduction, really into like really having to be fashion conscious, was when I went to a school called Fieri, and we didn't have to wear uniform, and I remember just going to school like in the craziest outfits, but at that point in time, they were on trend at that point in time, but they also was kind of like a little far ahead. Like, I remember one thing that I used to do all the time, and this was before everybody really jumped on it, and it was the t-shirt, like a vintage t-shirt, right? I would do like a vintage t-shirt with like a polo collar out of the top of it. So I remember I was this one particular fit that I was like in love with, right? It was like a vintage old t-shirt, right? But it had like a, I think it was like a blue like script writing on there or something like that. And so I took a pink to match the blue and the pink. I took a pink polo and put under it. And so I thought that was the flyest shit ever, but yeah. I don't know. I'm really big into fashion though. Like that's another aspect of me you'll learn. Like I said, I do have my own clothing brand, so fashion definitely is like a big part of my identity. I would like to think. I'm just so stuck on business. I think that's like the core thing of me. Like I'm so focused on like just entrepreneurship and business. Like anything I see, I try to find a way to like make a business around it. Like if it's something that I'm interested in or something that I'm involved in, I try to think of ways to turn it and make it into a business of my own. Like before I jumped on a fitness journey, I was not thinking about no creatine or supplement business or electrolytes or none of that. I wasn't thinking of none of that. But now that I'm into like my fitness and I'm very much dialed in on my fitness, I have in turn thought of a way to capitalize off of it or to build a business off of it. And watching these different YouTubers that I watch, it's a few people that I came across that I actually watch. Dom is one of them. I watch a lot of his content. But he has a supplement business, and that is what inspired me to pursue starting a supplement business. So you're gonna see the behind the scenes of that. It's gonna be dope looking back at these videos. Like once I get to where I see myself being, it's gonna be dope being able to look back at these videos and think of the time frame that I am right now. Like, but in the future, like, because just knowing how I am and where I am right now compared to where I'm going, the contrast is immaculate. So it's definitely gonna be dope looking back at these videos and being able to look at that. But yeah, so big on entrepreneurship. You're gonna hear that, see that, feel that, everything, because it's pretty much the core base of who I am. It's just entrepreneurship. I love business. I love starting things. I love building things. I love the concept of taking nothing and turning it into something. You know what I mean? That's amazing to me. Like you really turn nothing into like an empire. That's very much possible. You know what I mean? Like if you somebody that is like on the fence of starting whatever it is you feel like you want to start, just do it, yo. I'm telling you, you're gonna thank yourself later. Because the time, don't think about the time in the sense of, here we go back to time again. Don't think about the time in the sense of like how long it's gonna take for you to build this empire, because if you think about it, that time is gonna come no matter what. It's not gonna stop, it's not gonna speed up, it's not gonna slow down. You know what I mean? It's not gonna do anything but just pass time. So it's like, why not be in the process of building something in that time frame? If it's something that takes 10 years, that 10 years is gonna happen. So it's like you might as well be building it during those 10 years, because then if you look up, like for example, me, right? I've been wanting to start a vlog for like years, you know what I mean? And I never started because I had so many excuses. I don't have a camera, I don't know what to do. Like there's so many excuses. But if I would have started when I actually wanted to start it, who knows where I could be, where this video could be right now. You know what I mean? So if you're in the process of like thinking and overthinking and overanalyzing, stuck in analysis paralysis, like get out of that. You got to just do it. You know what I mean? I don't care what it is, just do it. Start that business, even if it's just you just start to make a phone call to somebody to get some information on it, or looking it up more, or like, you know what I mean, anything, whatever. Just do it, because you're gonna look up and you're gonna be like, damn, I should have started that business or did that thing or whatever the case may be years ago. So that's another place I'm at mentally, is just doing things. You know what I mean? Like, I'm looking at my time as far as like, here left on earth, and I'm like thinking of it in the sense of time for me needs to be well spent. It needs to be very intentional. So that's why I am mentally. It's just being very, very much dialed in mentally on my time, and my effort and my energy needs to be very intentional. I keep saying that's my mindset. That's my mindset because I'm just giving you like a synopsis of my mindset. Like it's a whole catalog of my mindset. So it's like I'm just giving you different aspects that I think about or worry about or concerns me, or that I just daydream about, or whatever the case may be. It's kind of like just letting you in on my mental. So sorry if that sounds repetitive. This is my mental, but I'm giving you like a whole overall view. But yeah, I don't know what else can I touch on. I don't know. I mean, if y'all have any questions or something that you feel like I should answer, then please be sure to like ask them in the comments or something or anything. Even though I'm only talking to probably like 30 people right now, but this 30 could potentially turn into 300,000 or 30,000, whatever the case may be. So, but yeah, I don't know. I'm very grateful for where I am. One, I'm very optimistic for the future. I'm very hopeful for the future. I'm very much, focused on the future, even though I do have a philosophy of, being more present that I kind of incorporated into my life from different books and different podcasts that I watch and things like that, of being more intentional and being more in the present. I keep forgetting to look at y'all. I gotta locus lock in. We here. But back to what I was saying is yeah, I gotta be more intentional with being in the present as well, and not be too focused on the future. But for in this moment that I'm in right now, my number one focus is the future. You know what I mean? I do pretty much enjoy the present. I do try to, live in the present moment, but I know my future self is gonna thank me for being so focused on him being future self. You know what I mean? So I don't know. But yeah, I don't want to make this video too long, of course, but I don't know. Overall, I mean, very much entrepreneur, very much into fashion, love business. I'm a chill type guy. You know what I mean? I like to enjoy life. I do like to have fun, but where I am currently, fun is kind of put on the back burner right now. Am I going to have fun? Yes, but that's not my main focus. That's not my overall thing that I'm focused on. I'm more so focused on building, structuring, building out these brands, making phone calls, emails, anything that has to do with pushing the needle forward in business and in life. You know what I mean? Like, I'm at a space now when it comes to life too, where I'm able to self-analyze me and self-analyze myself and look at the things that I can fix within myself to make me a better person. You know what I mean? Like, I can be very intentional with people, but at the same time, I'm at a space where I'm kind of like, I'm not too much in regards of like social wise. My social battery is basically, that's what I'm trying to say. My social battery is very low when it comes to being outside and stuff like that. So this is another way I think is an outlet for that, because I'm a very social person. Like I can talk to anybody. I don't care who you are, and I'm gonna give you the same treatment I would give anybody, from a bum on the street to the top CEO of the top company in the world. You're gonna get the same energy, same conversation. You know what I mean? Like, granted, not dialogue, but I mean the same energy. I'm saying. But for me right now, as far as like being outside and like the environments and doing the same thing that I've been doing, I'm doing my best to change those environments and those things and conversations and stuff like that, because it'll help me to get closer to future self. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's all gonna be a process though. I feel like I'm done yapping at this point, because now I feel like it's I'm talking too much in regards of like, I mean, I want to get personal with y'all. I want to let y'all in and stuff like that, but at the same time, I don't want to give too much in regards of who I am, because at that point, people start to think that, you know, they know you better than they actually do, and sometimes that could be a bad thing. To where as though, you know, people try to paint you as an individual that you could be the complete opposite of. You know what I mean? And I dealt with that many times. So I don't know. I'm trying to let people in and like, you know, see me for who I am, especially like people that know me. Like, people just know me from one particular perspective. You know what I mean? These videos can also help those people that actually do know me a little better. You know what I mean? That might alter their perception of Trey. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so funny how you can have different perspectives on yourself from many different people. You know what I mean? Like, I can go to one part of the city and around one group of individuals, and they have one perception of me, whereas though I can go around another group and they could think the complete opposite. Like, there's people that I know that think I'm always super serious, I'm super stern, I'm super dialed in, focused, and this, that, and the third. Whereas though I have another group of individuals where they like, you know, Trey play all day, or he always joking, he always, you know, laughing, smiling, having a good time, whatever the case may be. So it's like different perspectives. So, and I think that comes down to like the Gemini in me. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm well balanced. I can walk in any room and, you know, fit right in. You know what I mean? I can, and that's another thing that I take pride in myself about, is I'm very versatile. I can go from the most trapped out hood in America to going to a corporate meeting and shaking hands with the owner or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love that about myself, because I'm diverse. I can be in both settings. I can, you know, be comfortable and be chilling and be, you know, personable and whatever the case may be in both settings. So that's another thing that is about me that I think I actually love about me the most, is knowing how I can connect with different groups and from different ethnic backgrounds, different beliefs, different parts of the world, any type. You know what I mean? And I love that, because it gives me the opportunity to build connection more, you know, get to learn other people more, you know, different religions, different culture backgrounds, different ethnic groups, you know, their beliefs, whatever the case may be. So, I mean, that's just another thing about myself that, you know, I can share. But I don't know, I really am yapping. I really am yapping, even though this is a yap session, you know what I mean? But I don't know. I don't know what else. I really don't know what else to speak on. Like, I'm pretty much just winging. As y'all know, I'm just winging this YouTube thing, man. Like, I'm just getting used to it. I gotta get more in tune with what you know, what to talk about, what to do, what to say, things like that. So, you know, to keep it interesting. I mean, I hope y'all do, you know, stick around for the content because, you know, it's only going up from here. So, I appreciate y'all listening to me yet. Um, I hope you feel like you know me a little bit more than just, you know, random, you know, YouTube video of this random dude. It's like, I mean, we'll have more yap sessions and more get to know me's and stuff like that to make it, you know, make it more personable, more of a connection between, you know, the two. But yeah, I appreciate you if you watch this far of hearing me yap, and you know, stay tuned for the next vlog. Not sure exactly when it would be, but you know, I'm definitely going to be consistent with vlogging. So appreciate you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe to videos, and you know, just stay tuned for more content. Peace.